Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss Giardia and disease caused by this parasite, that is Giardiasis. So, what is Giardia? This Giardia belongs to the phylum Protozoa and superclass is Masticophora and class is Masticophora. The parasites belong to this group. They all have one or more flagella, and these flagella they gives the motility to the parasites. However, all these flagellates they may be divided into the two groups. They may be the intestinal, oral, genital, or they may be the blood flagellates. The intestinal, oral, and genitals as are Giardia, that may be the and blood as Leishmania and Trypanosoma. So today we are going to discuss, that is Giardia lamblia or Giardia duodenalis or Giardia intestinalis. This is very interesting why we are calling this parasite or known by three names. Giardia duodenalis is a protozoa flagellates and earlier it was known as Sarcomonas intestinalis. First of all, in 1859, Lambel was the scientist who named it as Giardia lambelia, Lamblia. And later on, this parasites by a scientist in 1915 in the honor of a scientist A. Giardia of Paris and Dr. F. Lambel was named as Giardia duodenalis. However, nowadays, the scientists call it Giardia duodenalis because taxonomically it is more correct. This parasite is found in duodenal part of our intestine. Now we are coming to the next structure and morphology of Giardia. In this slide, you can see this is the cyst of the Giardia intestinalis or the duodenal or the lambelia, and these are the trophozoites. Here look at the trophozoites of this Giardia. It looks like a racket of the tennis. The interior part is broader and smaller. The lower part is being chipper, being enriched with the flagellates. And here you can see it has two nuclei. If we cut it longitudinally, then it shows the bilateral symmetry. The trophozoite of the Giardia is approximately 14 μm in length and whereas 7 μm in width or the breadth. Whereas the cyst of this Giardia, it is approximately 12 μm in the length and 7 μm in the width of the cyst. The cyst of the Giardia, here you can see it contains 4 nuclei, 1, 2, 3 and 4. One cyst of the Giardia gives rise to two trophozoites inside the intestine, and these trophozoites they split by the binary fission longitudinally, and they reproduce and they divide into the two and give rise to two trophozoites. So now we are coming to the life cycle of the trophozoite. In this slide, you can see that how we get the infection of this Giardia. The Giardia cyst can enter in our body through the contaminated food, either the eatable items or the water or any contaminated surface. If the cyst, which contains 4 nuclei, as you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4 nuclei, enters to the pharynx and enters in our intestine, and at this cyst attached to the duodenal part of our intestine. Once it is being attached, it being burst out and it releases two trophozoites at a time. And these trophozoites are being further insisted, that is the infective stage or the diagnostic stage of this giardiasis. What it causes? It causes the loose bowel and the watery discharge, that is diarrhea. However, some blood loss may occur by the attachment or the heavy damage to the intestinal lining of the human beings, and it may cause the anemia, but it causes the dehydration and loose bowel movement. The important thing about this giardia is that it is highly contagious. It's just it enters inside the intestine, it starts their works. It causes immediately the diarrhea. It doesn't take any time or the hour. So it is highly contagious. Giardia trophozoites, and they causes the uh, and it may the both Giardia, cyst, and trophozoites can be found inside the stool of the infected human beings. However, they only can be observed microscopically. They are so small, it is unable to see them through the naked eye. And the cyst is so resistant to the unfavorable conditions that it can survive in the cold and as well as in the heat for a longer period inside the soil. Hence, it is very contagious. So, this is all about the Giardia intestinalis. Thank you.